Hello and welcome everybody to episode 2 of of the Lost, not in the Lost, of the Lost. And thank you to my team for helping me figure out what was wrong with my broadcast. That downscaling really gets you.
True story.
Yep. And as a reminder, Ghost of the Lost is a Monster of the Week campaign, which is an action horror tabletop RPG based on the Apocalypse game engine. This campaign will touch on religious trauma, cult tactics, loss, LGBTQIA plus identities, pagan beliefs, witchcraft, and the supernatural. While there will be also times where the keeper and possibly the players exhibit behaviors that look like gaslighting, uh, people do know the truth. The players have tools at their disposal to ensure that they are both safe both emotionally and mentally in the event that a player lets in the event a player lets the keeper know of a potential issue or an actual issue, we will adjust the story to avoid the topic. This may include pausing and retconning the scene. If you, as a viewer of the stream, start to feel uncomfortable, you are welcome to step away until you feel better. The VOD will be available both on Twitch and on my YouTube channel should you want to go back and watch again. Please take care of yourself and enjoy Ghosts of the Lost. And when we left everybody at the end of episode 1, Kuj, excuse me, Aaron with an A was having a good time with our bartender Dominic, trying to get some information using his wiles. And we had Sharon playing a magic school bus. And we had Vincent trying to cast a spell of truth or cast a spell of truth on our detective, Whitlow. And we were all meeting outside a bar. Aaron with an E was going to be making his way to the bar as well. And we'll have Lancer join in just a little bit. So let's start off with Sharon, actually. You just leave the school bus, or the bus, not the school bus, the bus that you were riding on. And you're about a block away from the bar. What do you do?
Um, Sharon is going to dust herself off, give herself a quick once over, make sure she doesn't look disheveled, and she's going to walk the remaining block to the bar. And as she sees Vincent outside of the doorway, she assumes he's done something or is in the middle of doing something when she gets there. So she just sort of rolls her eyes, attempts to step over whatever she thinks he's done to the doorway,
Mm,
and just walks on in to the bar.
okay. You walk into the bar,
And the
and
first, sorry,
I was going to describe the scene for you. Uh, First thing you notice is that there is nobody behind the bar right now. There are several people sitting at tables, a couple people at the bar. It's kind of dimly lit, uh, but with your experience in the supernatural, you see the glint and glimmer of different uh, preternatural beings. Some that you might recognize as Fae or other uh, beings in there as well. What do you do?
Seeing that a certain someone is not behind the bar, she is going to actually uh, hang hang her right and go down to the employee locker room, and she pulls a key out of her bag,
Okay.
opens a locker, and goes into the bathroom. And about like 5 minutes later, you would see her merge out with a blonde bob, and her cheeks look like they're higher. Her face looks like it's been shaped differently slightly, and she is now wearing a tube top with a denim jacket and matching jeans. And she goes behind the bar,
Hmm.
and she
Okay.
has a name tag that says Amber on it.
Okay. Very interesting. How did you make this change? Was it a glamour spell, or you just
It
have a
was
disguise kit in the back there?
it was makeup contouring and a wig. And if you check inside the bag she puts back inside the locker, you'd see her red curls sticking out of it.
Okay. Okay. Um, we'll come back to that. Aaron with an E. How are you getting to the bar?
I took a cab.
You took a cab.
Yeah, very very casual.
You could you speak up a little bit? You're pretty soft.
I took a cab, just very casual, you know.
Okay. And what do you do when you get to the bar?
Well, first I see Vincent, and I give him a weird look, like, why are you outside, and what is this stuff on the floor? um, I am very aware of stuff like that since befriending Sharon.
Mm,
So I step over that and I walk inside, hood
okay.
over my face. I have like a hoodie on.
And as you walk inside, you notice Amber at the bar. Would Aaron recognize Sharon in this disguise?
I think Aaron would. He would. I think I would eye Amber for a second and then kind of nod to myself like, "Oh, okay, got it." Like that's not. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do?
Um I decide to sit away from the bar and I just sit in like a booth area near the front door.
Okay. And are you watching the crowd or are you watching the door?
I am watching the crowd, just
Okay.
trying to get a scope of the vibe of the room, what's going on.
Okay. So you watch the crowd. Everybody seems pretty relaxed. They're enjoying the music that's playing on the stage. Um, do you try and listen in on any of the conversations?
Hmm. I do.
Okay.
I hear two people talking a little bit louder than everyone else, and I decide to kind of
Listen in.
eavesdrop.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigate a mystery.
Okay. You gotta bear with me because
Mm-hmm.
okay, roll and then I roll just like a d6.
You'd roll 2d6, or if you're wanting to roll in uh, roll 20, you can actually click the two dice next to the move.
So the move. Hold on.
At the top of the sheet, there's a Hunter Moves reference. You hit there.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh, there you go. I
Okay.
got a 7 after. Yeah.
Okay. So with a 7, it's a partial success.
Okay.
And what that means is there could be a hitch or something like that. Um, and in this case, you're able to get parts of the conversation that you're listening into, but some elements might be caught up in the noise of the rest of the bar. And you hear two preternatural beings discussing what had happened with one of their friends. And they're discussing about how he just flew off the handle and started attacking one of their other friends, seemingly out of nowhere.
Mhm.
But that's all you were able to pick up from that conversation.
I have no way of knowing anything about what Sharon was doing before I came to the bar.
Not yet. Not yet.
Got it. Okay.
So, with that, we're going to step into the alleyway with Vincent and the detective.
All right, Detective Whitlow. What's going on?
Well, besides us being incredibly overburdened and understaffed, but that's nothing new. Uh, we've just had a crazy rash of violent crime that's sprung up. Um, you know how sometimes full moons can bring out the worst in people?
Absolutely.
Take that and multiply it by 100, and then make it last a week. And that's literally what we've been dealing with.
Does it seem like everybody's just on edge, or that somebody's pulling strings behind the scenes?
I wish I could tell you. Most reports that we've gotten are people who have really never done anything, no history of crime or anything like that, just snapping, completely going postal.
Any connection, or just everything seemingly random?
It seems to be a hot zone type issue.
Vincent will just like the area that they're in currently.
It
Gesturing.
shifts. Like it'll start one place and then it will shift to a block over or 2 blocks over. And it just seems to meander.
It sounds like it's all walking distance. You might be dealing with either an individual or a small group of individuals.
I wish I had the force to investigate it. Because it goes quiet for a little bit. And then it
What was
pops
the
up
last
someplace.
one?
Oh, not too far from here. A few blocks east. And it covered about 10 blocks and then just went silent.
Does it always move in the same direction? Or is it, again, just random? Is it following street lines, walking
Not always.
paths?
Not always.
But a majority?
Yes, I would say a majority of them have been along street lines, along paths. Earlier this week, we had what could only be described as a bloodbath down in the subways.
Okay. There's two things I got for you, detective. That rosary in your hand. If you look on the back of it, will give you an address and an email. Send all of your information over there. Let them know you met with one of the daggers, that you need some help. Anybody that's in the area that isn't already attached to something will be in contact with you to help do patrols, maintain some kind of semblance of peace, or at least the appearance of some kind of patrol in the area, people on beats.
Okay.
The second, and I'm pretty sure you're already privy to it, I'm working with a group of individuals. At this current point in time, I can only vouch for one of them being professional, and even that is questionable at this point. I'll get you descriptions just in case anything pops up on your side for any of us, but know that we're trying to help. And while my specialty might be in wet works, I'm not going to try to add more to your plate.
That is appreciated.
I'm going to go check in with everybody else, at least those that are here, and then I'll be in contact with you again shortly.
Okay.
If anything changes, any notice in regularity, patterns of movement, it could be as simple as looking at all the victims and the aggressors, and maybe they were all in a grocery store at the same time. Maybe they all played for the same street t-ball league, whatever the case may be. Even if it's small as and insignificant as that, will be more than beneficial for all of us involved.
I will definitely do my best to keep you appraised. Is this number the best way to get you information as well?
The one I called you from earlier, yes. As
Okay.
far as being in contact with my organization, use the information on the rosary. Is he wearing a jacket of any kind?
Yeah, he's wearing an old brown leather jacket.
Okay, I'm gonna need that.
My jacket?
Yeah. Before I leave the town, I'll return it to you. Yeah, my
Okay.
word.
Do I want to ask why?
I gotta walk into this bar. And I don't think this ensemble. He motions to the very priestly outfit he's wearing right now.
Fair enough. He shrugs off his jacket, but before he hands it to you, he takes out his package of smokes from the inside pocket and slips them into his trouser pocket.
Um,
Go ahead.
before he leaves and before I leave, I take the last little vial I brought with me for the night,
Mm,
and I wait for him to turn his back as he's getting ready to walk away, and I'll crack it and like mist the back of him with it,
okay.
just to keep anything from tailing him, following him, trying
Okay.
to hurt him.
Sounds good. And
Now
with
it's
that,
my turn to get sexy. I rip the sleeves off of this black button-up shirt. I unbutton the top 3 buttons. Arms are covered in Latin quotes, tattoos all the way up. They're all different prayers of exorcism.
technical issues, gotta love them.
They're-
I will get
they're
this
always there.
second time.
Yep.
We're getting there. All right. So Ark is now, or Vincent is now sexied himself up, tearing off his sleeves. You wear the detective's jacket over yourself, or are you just flexing those guns?
Yeah, keep
It's
the
like
guns.
kind of sitting over the shoulders, arms aren't through the sleeves, kind of thing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you go in through the front door, or do you try and find an alternative entrance to the building?
Oh, I'm going in through whatever door is back here in the alleyway.
Okay. You see the back entrance for the Midnight Society. And I'm assuming you go to try and open the door?
Yeah, is it unlocked?
It is not.
Keeper, I would like to use magic.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a use magic roll, please.
Ooh. That is a 9.
A 9, you are successful. So describe to me the magic that you're going to use and how that looks.
So, similar to the truth spell that Vincent used on the detective.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one hand on the handle of the door and then the palm of his hand over the keyhole for the lock itself, and just whispers, Desero, unlock in Latin.
Okay. And when you do that, does any light come off you, or is it just like you hear a click in the lock?
This one would just be a click in the lock. It's not something to cause harm or draw attention.
Okay.
This is more subtle subterfuge, object interaction kind of magic.
All right. So you manage to open the lock. And I'm assuming you enter in.
Yep. And then lock it right behind me.
Okay. You walk into the back storage room and you hear some rustling in the other side of the room. When you first walk in, it's kind of like the receiving area
Mm-hmm.
for like things. And then there's another door that leads in. That one's ajar a little bit, but you hear rustling and noises coming from that next room.
Is it rhythmic or is it like just very sporadic? I'm trying to see if it's like maybe speakers that are knocking against the wall itself, things of that nature.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay. It sounds like somebody is muffled.
Ah. I wasted no time getting out of this storage room.
Okay, so do you bust in through the door then?
Not into that room. I'm just trying to get out of the storage room through that ajar door. Unless the storage room leads directly into that room.
It does.
Is that the case?
Yes.
It does. Oh, yeah. Waste no time. Just right through the door. Walk into that room.
All right. You open the door and start into that room, only to see Aaron with an A being very
Interactive.
handsy and interactive with a tall, dark-skinned man. The muffled noises were moans of
Mi-
pleasure.
Make a bit more sense now. Lean against the wall back until somebody notices I'm in the room.
I would give it like 3 seconds before I go, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
That's really good investigating right there. That's. I never would have thought of that tactic.
I will help make each other presentable very quickly before sort of pushing Dominic back out of the room. Well, you wanted to see moves, didn't you?
Yeah. So, 3 questions. Did tasting them get us more information?
It was a move. I tried.
So no.
Yes, it
Check.
did actually. But go ahead with your little
Uh,
moral high horse, Mr. Boondock Saints cosplayer.
That's a great movie.
I'm well aware, but it doesn't look good on you.
Question number 2: what exactly did you learn using these techniques?
That fights break out completely at random between people who are once friends, have no idea who each other are, and also the memory of who starts the fight is removed from those who observe it.
You know, we're in a bar, right?
Mhm.
That happens with alcohol.
Yeah, but the problem is when a bartender like Dominic is real close with his clients, he knows who is good friends with each other. Yeah,
Real
I know,
close.
I name dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah. Third question. Do they make that in my size, or is this like just a mutually exclusive thing?
You sound a little upset that it wasn't you. And honey, I have to be real honest with you. You're not my type.
Oh no, I'm glad. I'm the shirt. I need to replace this one later.
You know, you should try Hot Topic. It's more your style.
Yeah, they've only been out for like a year. I'm pretty sure the store's gonna end up closing. It's like a very focused niche
True, it is
kind of
really
thing.
niche.
I don't think it's really gonna take hold.
Like all the banter like drops, and we're just like, yeah, Hot Topic doesn't seem like it's gonna last.
It's really not gonna do it. Vincent will then go over to Aaron and just a cursory like look over to see if they were bitten more than just in fun ways, things of that nature.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. He'll show his neck, show his other neck, do like a sassy like turn.
Okay.
All right.
Vincent, are you satisfied with the review of common bite spots?
Oh, absolutely, because I got the name of the vampire that he was going to be here having a conversation with tonight already.
Did you get a good look at the man that Aaron was making out with?
Absolutely. Aaron stated before we got here that they were coming to have a conversation with the person I was supposed to avoid.
Okay,
This is a conversation, of course.
of sorts.
But yeah, clocked, documented in the head.
Okay.
But I'll let Aaron know. The detective pointed out that it's worse than full moons, even for regular people, and it's lasting for weeks on end. It's traveling anywhere between 1 to 2 city blocks a day as hotspots. He's got contact information. I gave him a little bit more of an idea on patterns to look for, things to take into consideration before sending over any more information to us.
Okay. He's like wiping his face and kind of adjusting himself a little bit. First thoughts are Faye. Something Faye related, maybe?
Or maybe prankster, much more than just Faye. Somebody who's manipulating emotional reactions or interactions themselves, maybe appearing as somebody they aren't.
Okay.
But none of it seems personal is the thing. All of it is random.
Okay. Did everybody else head here too?
I saw the magic school bus with Miss Frizzle about 15 to 20 minutes ago. Then Sharon walked in. I don't know if Aaron has gotten here yet, and you were having a conversation.
Mm-hmm. It was a very productive conversation. Thank you. And at this point, he'll hold open the door out to the bar room and just sort of gesture. Shall we?
Oh no, you first. I don't want you to look like it's like a walk of shame or something.
Oh,
Two
no, there's no shame.
amazing men walk out of here and then you last. It'd be really bad for your look. And then Vincent walks out.
I hate him, he says to himself as he follows Vincent out.
All right, so we have Aaron with an A, Aaron with an E, Sharon, and Vincent all in the front part of the Midnight Society. And just as you all get into that area, you see Connor almost just appear in the corner and open the door for a young woman. Lancer, please describe your look to everybody and what you do when you first come in.
Lancer is a tall Scandinavian woman with like red-brown hair, big fur coat, combat boots, very practical wear. Already has like the cheapest beer can you've ever like a cheap beer can, and is already drinking it as they head out, and is just sort of scanning the room and nodding to Connor.
And with that, Connor kind of motions for everybody to come join the table where Aaron with an E is already sitting at. Sharon, as Dominic comes out from the back room, he kind of gives you this double take of like, who are you? And then he just shakes his head and just kind of waves his hand as like, just go. Just go. Yeah.
Before Sharon walks out, she She pretends to be rearranging some of the shelves behind the bar, and she just says in a quiet voice so only he can hear. If I wanted information, I expect my informant to be here. Not all for doing trysts.
You know
And
as well
yes,
as
I
I
can
do,
smell the
I
perfume.
don't take time off usually. And it's cologne, thank you.
Yes, and I pretend I'm straight.
Fair enough. I think your handler is calling.
You and I will talk later. We're not finished. And she's gonna head over to the table with a tray of drinks.
Okay. How does everybody else kind of move over to the table?
Vincent just walks right to it.
Okay.
Is it like a booth?
It's a booth, yeah.
Jumps into the, like, I'm imagining a corner booth, jumps into the far corner.
Okay. So you're right up next to Aaron there.
Nice to
With
meet
it.
you.
Yeah.
Your name, I don't think I've met you before. What's your name?
It's Aaron with an E.
Puts
Nice
an
to
arm
meet
around your
you.
shoulder. Nice to meet you, Aaron.
And then I kind of, I don't like.
Aaron clocks Connor, and before he goes over to the table, he deliberately goes to the bar first, where Dominic is behind. I just got a network error on Twitch. Hold on. There it goes. Uh-oh. Is the stream still up?
It should be. It just for a second.
It blipped again. Ew. That's fine.
The blips.
He's gonna just lean in and say, "Hey, sorry if I got you in trouble."
We're off.
Nope, it's coming back. It's just taking a second.
Oh, okay.
There it goes.
Sorry if I got you in any trouble. I didn't mean to cause problems.
No problems at all. You don't have to worry about me, love.
See you later tonight.
Potentially.
And he's going to be sort of blatant with his flirting before eventually making his way over to the table and giving Connor a sort of standoffish look.
Glad to see you've moved on.
Did you expect me not to?
I just would have thought you would have a little more consideration for 13 years of relationship.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I should use the same consideration you did when you said I should be dead.
Vincent puts a hand on Aaron's shoulder, looking at Connor. He goes, "You sent us into a place full of people who have the capability to charm, peruse the mind, interact, force you to do things that you don't exactly agree with in order to get information. If he decides to turn the tables on them to get us information, I got his back."
Fair enough. And for the record, I didn't say you should have died.
Okay. Sure. What did you say? Just to make sure I can correct my brain.
I said that your choice led to the deaths of all those people. and you sacrificed them to save your own skin. A possibility.
Did you come here to reopen this can of worms again, or are we still on task?
Oh, yes, we are absolutely on task. Uh, I was able to find you one more member for this little ragtag team. As Connor shows Lancer sitting at the table, they're on loan from another organization.
Great.
Nice to meet you. I now know more about you than I before I learned your name. Sort of the order was a little weird, but nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Lancer.
Lancer, yes.
Yeah, I
Like
saw.
stabbing.
I saw a note in the file. Nice to meet you.
Well, with that, I'll let you guys get situated. Did you by chance bring any of the investigation documents with you?
Aaron will reach into his. Are you talking about one of those items?
Yes.
I'll say yeah, he did bring one. What was left after everything?
The decoder ring, and I think that was the last one left.
Yeah, I'm
from
pretty
all
sure it
of
was the Dakota ring.
I'm gonna hand Lancer the decoder ring. Say, hold on to this. We're dealing with we're dealing with something to mess with memory. So this will help.
Unless you've got something else you'd like to discuss. I should. Yes.
Yeah. Vincent will then take the jacket from around his shoulders and hand it to Connor.
And what is this?
That belongs to Detective Whitlow, in case you need anybody to maintain eyes on this person. It's an object recently interacted with and worn if you need to use scent as well.
Good to know.
They'll be in contact with more information regarding the increase of rage. I gave him ideas on other patterns to look for as far as the movement and hot zones of it, including the aggressors and victims.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind if we need to locate Detective Whitlow. Yes, Aaron?
So I turn to everybody, and I turn to Lancer, and I ask her, so what's your shtick? Why are you here? How can you help us?
I'm good at what I do, and I'm good at finding things that shouldn't be here anymore. And I'm told I have a keen eye, and I'm good in tense situations. Also, I've been trained basically from when I was a teen for this, so that helps.
Good to know.
Child soldiers.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't do it when I was a child. Just trained for it.
Same.
Some kindred
Vincent.
spirits, it seems.
Yes.
Vincent, yes.
I didn't recognize you because you ripped off all your sleeves.
Yeah. I normally like to be covered up, but they wanted everybody else was trying to look fancy for this place. So
Throughout all of this, Sharon's just making a show of serving drinks to the whole table and pretending to take food orders.
What kind of
Hello, Sharon.
food is a bar really going to have?
French fries, little
Yeah.
smash burgers, pretzel
Wings,
bites.
Pin rolls.
Nachos.
Okay, they have a microwave that they can heat some of that stuff up in.
The
Totino's.
best.
Hot pockets.
A little bit
Moving
of
on.
garlic butter drizzle, some
There you
Parmesan
go.
cheese on the top will be fine.
Okay, okay.
A ribeye. No, I'm just kidding.
Tater tots.
Sorry, I asked.
Mhm. He just assaulted you with all the food at a bar.
Yeah.
You asked the wrong person who has actually worked in a bar before.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, with that, I feel like my welcome's been worn out a little bit here. And he goes to walk out.
I give chase.
You
I
give
stop
chase.
you.
Vincent.
I physically stop you.
Vincent. If you
Aaron.
don't get out of my way,
What?
I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
Do it.
I have a lot of things that I have to say to him before he disappears into a puff of smoke. I'm just going to say some words. You can calm your little brain.
Has Connor disappeared yet because of this conversation?
No, he actually overhears the scuffle and turns around. It's all right, Vincent.
I'm not doing this for you, Administrator. You have information. We need to get the new person up to speed. You're the team leader. I put 2 coins in your hand for a reason.
I would like to make some sort of check to try and calm myself down.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that's a cool, probably a cool check.
Makes sense to me.
Either cool or manipulates person because you're trying to manipulate yourself. I'll let you choose which one you want to do.
What's the manipulate yourself? What stat does it use?
Charm.
Charm. Yeah.
Charm.
Can I
think-
roll? I'm going to roll to help out.
Oh, you can just offer help, and that gives them a plus. one
Okay.
on it. Yeah.
It's a 7. No, an 8. Sorry.
Okay. That is a moderate success.
Lancer. We are dealing with large groups of people breaking out into random violence.
Like
believe I heard that-
mania?
I believe I heard that there's a 4,000% increase in violent events over the last couple of months in the city. At the same time, precogs had detected that there are signs that there could be another mass disappearance. They're calling back to, I believe it was the Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Roanoke Colony.
In this bar, there was a fight between 2 patrons that the bartender, Dominic, knew well. He knew that they were close. At the same time, I heard possible something with a bus that Sharon took on the way here. My first thoughts are something possibly Fae related, given that the moon has been mentioned. I believe Vincent had a conversation with the detective.
Once the Starbucks gets water.
Vincent, why don't you go ahead and share the conversation with the detective?
Hotspots are moving anywhere from 1 city block to 2 or 3 at a time. But it's slow moving, but spreads out about a radius of 10 blocks. So there is overlap between some of these. They follow city streets, walking paths for the most part. There are some outliers to everything that's occurring. Uh,
Have we traced the known events? Can we see where it's going?
I'm the detective sending all of that over to us sometime either tonight or tomorrow. I assume with expediency, considering all of us being gathered here as it is. Uh, but it's not just, and just waves a hand around the bar. There's also been a bunch of regular, everyday people
Oh,
that are having these situations occur to them as well.
it's
So
that's not good.
my mind goes to possible magic, maybe shapeshifter of some kind, Fey related, if possible. It was described as the same way people respond under full moons, but as if that full moon has been going for several weeks.
There was one more thing. Um, I was able to kind of feel that when, at least when this particular fight broke out, there was a third person at the table. I attempted to transfer some of the memory restorative properties of these items that we have to Dominic in hopes that perhaps Dominic would have more information, but I believe once you lose your memory, it's gone. There's no restoring it.
It's not suppression, it's a deletion.
It's exactly. At least while this thing, whatever it is still breathing.
So that third person is probably our culprit, at least for now.
Or
Yeah.
one of.
Well, yeah, that's fun. Whole army of them.
Connor, instead of leaving, just kind of posted up by the door with a smirk on his face.
Connor, just leave. I see you standing over there.
No. Aaron has something on his chest. Let's let him
It's
get
a
it
shirt.
You're inciting, dude. Just back off.
off. Oh, I'm tired of the other administrators going off and just telling me to deal with this. So let's do this, Aaron. Tell me what you're
Don't.
thinking.
Don't.
What I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is that I don't think you understand everything that it took for me to get up in the morning after that happened. I don't think you understand how much every single day that went by, I wished I had chose differently. You want to know the reason I didn't? It's because of you. And while you are so comfortable telling me that I made a mistake and that I should have died instead, I tried. A couple times. So, since then, and after some intense therapy and a lot of journaling, I've come to the conclusion that I will make whatever time I have left the best that I can without the TIA and without you. Now, because you need a favor and you don't have the staff, you came to me to pull me back into this. And then you bring all of that shit back up. What does that say about you?
Keeper, I'd like to roll to look over nightclub to see if there's anyone inciting or interacting with the emotions of Connor and Aaron.
Absolutely, you may roll that.
Can I roll that too? Actually,
Yeah.
in the moment of clarity,
Amber, these drinks are really good.
that is a
Aaron's
13.
just coming back to the table with some hastily microwave food.
That's a 12 for me.
Okay.
Oh.
We'll start with Vincent. No, you don't see anybody interacting or causing this. You kind of get a feeling that this is just pent up rage and emotions that have been long time just compressed for each of them.
So this is genuine and not manipulated
Correct.
by an outside party.
Correct. And Aaron, you know this is what you've been dealing with. You know that this has been something that's been eating at you for God knows how long. But with a 13, I'm also going to say you recognize a tell in Connor. He's playing the hard ass role right now. He's being harder with you than he wants to be. He's got a little bit of those tears that start forming in the sides of his eyes when you used to get into arguments, when he was so passionate about the things. I told the other administrators it was a mistake to try and tap you. I didn't want this for you.
Then you know what? Aaron takes out the rubbing
Mm.
and takes his key and turns to Vincent and just puts it against his chest.
Nope.
Good luck, guys. And he's going to leave the bar.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna? Oh. Okay, and I'll run after.
Connor, with that, also just walks back and into the shadow, and he's gone.
If Lancer approaches, he'll just turn.
Aaron. Yeah. Look, I don't know. All right, I don't know. Clearly, there's a lot going on, but I'm sure you're seeing that this is something that needs to be done. What we're gonna do.
I get it. Listen, I get it. I understand. I understand the gravity of all of this. I just need give me a night. Please just give me one night where I don't have to think about Connor or this bullshit job or any of this shit. Give me one night where I can just breathe and try to center myself after all this. Please. You barely know me, and I realize it's a lot to ask. I just need one night.
Fine. You're the boss. Connor's a prick. And I'll walk back.
Vincent will hand the journal and the key to Aaron with an E. Yes. Take this. Have Sharon put it in her, magic bag that she's using, whatever, however that whole thing works. Show Lancer where the apartment is. I'm gonna go do something dumb,
Okay.
but we're good.
Okay.
All
I
right.
got it. Stay safe.
Lancer comes back in. Yeah, Aaron needs a day, is what I heard.
High five. Walking past Lancer outside. Aaron, how far are you from the front door?
He's like down the
Yeah.
block.
You drop this. You might want to at least get this.
He keeps walking.
All right. I'm going to fire a round into the air from my Magnum.
That's a good shot.
I'd like to read a bad situation.
Sounds like a good idea.
That read a bad situation is which one? I'm so sorry.
Read a bad situation is sharp.
Sharp.
Okay, it's a 7.
Okay, so that's a partial success.
Do I can I register that I'm not balanced beyond?
Yes, I'll say yes. Through moments of just high emotion, you're able to realize you're not in a good space mentally right now.
After coming to that conclusion, Aaron is going to keep walking towards his apartment. He's going to keep going.
Okay.
Because he doesn't know if this is contagious or not.
You don't stop for a gunshot? What the hell?
Mm-mm.
This is weird.
And actually, Vincent, because you fired off that gunshot, you actually you start hearing sirens.
Yeah, so someone.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you start hearing sirens coming in your direction. What do
I'm
you
good
do?
with it. I'm
Okay.
still going right behind Aaron. I will do one spell beforehand,
Okay.
before catching him.
Well, we'll define if you catch him or not, but
Okay. It is plus weird, correct?
yes, for spells.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a 14, friends.
Wow. Okay. What is the spell that you're casting?
I'm sending the firearm, my knife, the Sakaris dagger, all of my equipment that I'm wearing, back to Aaron's apartment.
Okay.
And then I'm breaking off in a run at Aaron.
Okay.
Aaron will hear the running. He'll turn around. Please, just stop.
I punch him right in the face.
Okay. You're gonna roll a kick some ass. And Aaron's going to roll an act under pressure, please.
Okay.
That's tough, right?
Yes.
Yours is, act under pressure
yours is cool, and kick some
Okay.
ass is tough.
I got a 9.
Okay.
That's a
Don't
3.
forget, you do have luck.
You know what? I'll use a luck.
Okay. So that automatically makes that roll a 12. And so while Vincent, you do connect with Aaron, he just takes it. He takes the hit, and you realize he's a lot sturdier than you were giving him credit for.
Oh no, I know. That's why I'm doing it.
Aaron, how do you respond to Vincent taking kind of a sucker shot at you?
Everybody gets 1.
You want me to take 2?
Do you want to live to see tomorrow?
Are you
I'm
gonna
asking
make it
for
to
1
tomorrow?
fucking night.
Are you gonna make it to tomorrow? You're
I
just
will-
standing in a bar talking about how you almost removed yourself from this mortal coil because of all the things of your past. Now somebody brought it up and you're saying you need a night away, gave me the key to your apartment and all the information you have on yourself about this investigation right now.
I need you to have a little faith, like you Sicarius all profess that everybody should have.
Well, I have faith.
Then have faith in me to be fine after 1 night.
And as you guys are having this conversation, a squad car does pull up. And the officer gets out of the vehicle and says, "You there. You match the description of somebody who fired off a gunshot." "Yes, you."
I'm also going to turn my cheek so you could see the bruise forming from where he got hit. Yeah, and the dude punched me in the face. What the fuck?
Me?
Okay, so then the officer does pull his weapon on you.
Yep. Hands in the air. No issue, anything. I
Okay.
go, I think you got the wrong one. I was just checking on my boyfriend. He left the bar pretty pissed. And will turn, showing his back, everything.
Okay. The officer's going to come to you and grab your hand, and we'll get this sorted out. But for right now, I need you to just sit tight for me.
No problem.
By the time the officer turns to look at Aaron, he is. He
Okay.
dipped into an alleyway.
Okay. We will resolve that in a moment. Back in the Midnight Society. What's everybody else doing?
So, do you think we could do it just the 3 of us? Is that how experienced are you guys?
Sharon's behind the bar again.
Why is Sharon over there? I don't know you. I don't know you're part of this. Is it just the 2 of us and Aaron?
You know what? They've been like this since the beginning. They like to fight, but I've never seen it like that.
That was a lot.
Yeah. I don't, because Aaron is like supposed to be our leader, and he seems a little emotionally unstable, and Vincent seems kind of just in his own world. And I mean, Sharon's over there in a wig. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, is the bartender's part of the team?
Yeah, that's Sharon, not Amber.
They
I
have
don't.
the name tag. Okay,
Yeah, I don't
Sharon.
know.
Are they
Sharon.
like master of disguise? What's?
Um,
Are they just like serving
I.
drinks?
um, I wave over to Sharon to come help me out.
Sharon comes over with another pair of drinks and puts down a Shirley Temple in front of Aaron and a water in front of Lancer.
What?
Anything
Why?
else I can get for you?
You can drop the act. I know it's you, Sharon. This isn't the first time I've seen you do this.
And she's going to lean forward and say, "We are still in a public place. Acts are what are keeping us safe. So unless you want to get the entire nightclub involved, I suggest quieter tones and at least addressing a disguise as a disguise when you see it."
Amber, I understand that you want to keep a low profile, but our two most capable team members are out.
At
And
least top two.
I don't know Lancer over here, and we need to figure this out. Vincent gave me the key and um, some of the notes that Aaron was working on, and I think it would be best if we head back to his apartment and figure this out.
I
We
agree.
can head back. I just need to get some information first.
All right,
Okay.
we'll meet you there.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody else is
And-
going to start heading towards Aaron's apartment,
Except for Sharon.
except for Sharon. Okay. So, Sharon, what information are you going to try and get?
So Sharon is going to pull Dominic towards the stock room, asking for help with the crate for resupply. And when they're alone, she'll turn around and say, "Any update on Monster Dearest?"
I should have known that's what you'd be asking about.
Well, she has her hands in everything. I just want to make sure this isn't just one more thing.
So far, we have no real idea of what's going on. I am following up on the lead, but until I have more information, I'm sorry, dear. I don't have anything for you.
This is, if she is a part of it, it's more elaborate than anything she's tried to pull before. And if it is her that's behind this, only one of us is walking away.
That's a fair point. But let's make sure it's you.
We'll try our best to make sure that happens. But I need to reconnect with my old gang, it seems. We need some extra ears. It's only been about a month, but it seems I'm already forgotten. So let's try to make them remember. Especially their manners.
Definitely a good point.
If there's nothing else here, I shall leave you to finish up and I'll get going.
Sounds good.
And
I'll get back to the bar.
before Sharon leaves, she's going to change back into her original outfit with the tube dress and the very full and bouncy auburn curls,
Hmm.
and the exact same makeup she had on originally. And she's going to walk out there and head to errands.
Okay. Sounds good. We are going to meet back up with Vincent, who is sitting in the back of the squad car. The officer is called in, describing Vincent's appearance. And he hears back on the radio, "That is an internal asset. You may release him. This comes from the detectives." And the officer mumbles something, gets out of the squad car, and says, "Well, sounds like you've got some friends in pretty high places." Oh, I do not
We
hear
can't hear
you,
you.
Ark.
Not really. But I do have a way to maybe help you out, still kind of save some face for you. What if we were already on our way for me to be taken into the drunk tank?
What are you suggesting?
I'm working with a handful of detectives, but you don't know that, obviously. About some of the more violent outbursts that have been going on in the city.
Mhm.
Hence the, covering of tattoos, ripped shirt. I'm trying to fit in with the whole rough and rowdy group. I'm with one of the alphabet agencies. I know that there was an incident in the subways
Mhm.
earlier. Are any of the aggressors still in holding right now?
There were none left.
Oh, I haven't gotten the full report back on that yet. That's why I was trying. Okay, yeah, you could just cut me loose.
Okay.
He'll raise his hands up, and the cuffs are already almost halfway undone.
Well, it doesn't look like you really needed my help here with this, as he removes the cuffs the rest of the way.
You want to pat me down at least, make sure that I didn't have the firearm on me, make sure your report is full and thorough.
There's not going to be a report on this.
Gotcha. What was your name?
Officer Daniels.
Officer Daniels. Okay. Keep this mug in mind.
Hmm.
Same thing. In case it doesn't get to the right channels, if you hear this description, call it in internal asset, alphabet group, let him do his thing. I'm trying to stop this before it gets any worse. And then just walks away.
Okay. So, Vincent, as you're walking away, you notice that the rest of the group is following behind you, not too far. And then Sharon comes out a few moments after that. So you all start heading towards the apartment. And you actually get to the door. And the door's unlocked.
Y'all left your door unlocked.
Who left the door unlocked?
I still have my
I think Aaron
Peace on
would.
me.
You still have your what, Vincent? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so which one of you
I
left the
think-
door unlocked?
I was the
what
first
was the
one
order in
out.
which everyone left?
Wait, who left last?
It would have been either Sharon or Aaron, because Vincent and Aaron left first.
Yeah. And then,
Then Sharon got on the bus. So either Sharon or Aaron left last.
Would have been Aaron with an E, probably, that left last.
Aaron. Well, we all see that the door is unlocked, but Aaron would go in
Mm.
because he had a bad feeling, you know. And he scans the whole apartment. He runs around since he was the last one to leave. He had the most time to look around, and Aaron with an A is nowhere to be found. Like no trace of him at all.
Yeah, nobody's been in this room since you all left. Go ahead and give me a investigative mystery roll if you'd like, Aaron.
Okay.
Can I do read about the situation?
Absolutely.
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
I
With
got
a
a
5,
9.
you failed. So you don't see anything out of the ordinary from what you saw when you left. And Adam, or Lancer, excuse me.
Lancer.
Yep.
Got a 9.
Yep. You succeed in reading a bad situation, which allows you to ask one of the hold questions.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
No, but you do get the sense that something happened here.
Got it.
So the door was left unlocked since Aaron left. So Aaron with an A never made it back to his apartment.
He didn't give us his key?
Yeah, but when we got there, it was already unlocked. We didn't use the key. And
The first time you guys came here.
the first time we came there, it was with Aaron with an A.
Okay.
So Aaron's gone.
All of
yeah, I'm assuming Vincent failed.
all of you are in the apartment now.
Is Lancer, Sharon, and Aaron at the apartment?
All of you would be at the apartment at this point.
Okay.
Vincent, what's up with Aaron? Aaron.
He said he needed a night.
Yeah. So he said to me too.
And a night where? I would assume here.
Just
He did give you the key.
As you guys are having this conversation, somebody walks out of the shadows again. Unfortunately, I've not been able to find you a 5th member. It'll have to be the 4 of you that continue this investigation. As the most experienced in combat, Vincent, I leave it to you to lead this team.
Hello.
I have a question for you. What does the name Aaron mean to you?
Connor points to Aaron.
No. With an A.
Nothing.
We'll get on it, sir.
I've got full. I know who Aaron is. That has not left me.
Correct.
Okay.
As keeper above board, the four of you
Yeah.
have full recollection.
Got
Sharon would like to cast a spell,
Okay.
and what she's looking to do is pick up on essentially like energy traces, almost like a energy footprint of events that might have happened here while they were gone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me, please.
Big nutty, no whammies.
Okay. That's a 4 with 2 nat 1s.
Okay, so you do have the option to use luck, knowing that there is consequences for using luck. Or you can use or take that 4 and put it towards experience.
I think I will take the experience.
Okay. Yeah, you go to cast the spell, and it kind of fizzles out. You go to cast it, and what would normally happen is you'd see kind of a remnant image of the last 30 minutes of what happened in a given area. But in this case, it looks like somebody took an Etch-a-Sketch and just shook it. You felt something fight back against your ability to cast the spell.
Question: do I remember Aaron from? Because I didn't get any of the artifacts that
You
'cause I-
did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
They gave you that Dakota ring.
Oh, that's right.
I turned to Sharon and I kind of like I whispered to her and I asked her, "Do you think this has something to do with the book that you were researching? How everyone remembered it as a Berenstain Bears, and all of a sudden, it's a Berenstain. We all remembered Aaron with an A, but Connor doesn't seem to have any a recollection to him ever being a part of this team or even ever existing."
Sharon is looking at her hand and looking around the room, shakes herself a little bit. She says, well, it's very possible. The fact that something is fighting me, I think we can interpret that as we have someone actively working against us. So I think it is safe to assume, as much as I hate that something has happened, and we're going to have to find out.
Thank you, Administrator.
You know how to reach me?
Yes.
All right. And Connor just walks into the shadow again and gone. Does anybody actually turn on the lights?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sharon's a little too shaken to move at the moment.
Okay. Vincent, you'll notice that all the guns that you placed earlier with like the Velcro and things like that are back in those spots. But you'll also notice that there are some journals on the countertop that weren't there earlier.
Grab the first journal.
Scribbled in hasty handwriting on the inside cover, you see written in magic ink. You can recognize that as something on that inside cover, and it mentions being followed by a child, and that Aaron believes he got away from it, but just in case, he's leaving a note. It appeared to be a child in a yellow rain jacket, just following behind him. He quickly rushed into the apartment and grabbed the first thing that he could get that information down. And as he leaves that information, he also writes a PS at the bottom and says, Connor, I'm sorry that I didn't live up to your expectations. And despite everything that's happened between us, I still love you. And that's the last thing that's in that journal.
Vincent, what does it say?
Aaron made it in here before we got here. Sharon, I need you to put whatever protective, blocking, safety, glyph, rune, ward, sigil, whatever on this place as soon as possible.
I just saw that somebody played a stop card. I did not see that.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to get that to go away. I didn't mean to click over there.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Lancer, right?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
Fortress.
Fortress. Worked with them a few times. Done handoffs, but some things eating memories, some things deleting memories.
Something's deleting people.
Well, if you don't remember them, were they ever really there?
That's true.
We got proof of this person existing, but other people don't remember them. That gun had a magnet attached to it and was about 4 inches to the left and 2 inches down after I set it up with that Velcro this morning.
Oh. So it's been undone.
Undone and then set back to as if I had done it myself again.
So they're
This
trying
writing,
to cover their tracks, but they're not perfect.
this writing is here. They can't get everything. They might not be able to get the last memory. They might not be able to get the last thing.
The last thing they do before they get them. They undo everything, but they can't
But
do the
that
very
last thing.
final thing.
See if there's anything your people know
Like
about
the
that.
letters at Roanoke.
See if there's anything Fortress might have on that.
I'll ring it up. They're really annoying. They take forever, but we'll get information.
Okay.
Aaron, help Sharon with the runes and the wards. You said that you had been learning magic from them
Sure.
before, right?
Yes, and the gang. Yes.
Okay. Get familiar with the safety runes, the sigils, the protective wards in case we need to leave here, or in case somebody starts forgetting Sharon.
Okay.
What is this?
Uh,
stuff?
yeah.
All right.
So-
And with that, we're actually going to take a break. Everybody do the human things. If you need to use bathroom, get a drink. We'll be back in, we'll say 10 minutes. And welcome back, everybody. Why isn't that showing you guys? There they go. It's like, why is not everybody's video showing up?
Everyone is here. Well,
Well,
not everyone, but you don't
yeah.
remember that.
And right before the break, I believe Sharon was getting ready to cast some sigils with the help of Aaron.
hmm
And I was going to attempt to contact Fortress.
Okay. So we will start with Sharon and Aaron. Tell me about the magic you guys are about to cast.
So you would notice that Sharon has about 5 different books open that she is flipping through some pages, writes down on some chalk here, flips through some more pages in a different one, goes through and places a crystal over here in a corner, or draws something on a wall in chalk, or she's all over the place. But it looks chaotic, but you get this feeling that there's a method to it, and she is pulling every single trick in the book that she knows.
Okay. And Aaron, what are you doing to help?
I'm basically aiding in that method to the madness. Like what Sharon said, everyone else is kind of like, what's going on? But since I've worked with Sharon before, I'm very familiar to the kind of erratic behavior.
Okay. Okay. We'll call this big magic that you guys are casting.
Oh yeah. What's that?
And-
Is that plus weird or plus?
It's not something you roll. It's just going to take you guys a little bit of time.
Okay.
Okay.
And jumping over to Lancer, how are you going to get in contact with Fortress?
I write them a letter,
Okay.
because that's how you get information from Fortress, and they suck. It's faster than the normal mail, so I'll probably get it back like tomorrow, but it's still tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Is it a normal, like you drop it in a mailbox, or do you do an incantation to send
You
it
can
off?
put it in any mailbox, and then if you open the mailbox, it's already gone. Like some happens,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it's just any mailbox.
Okay. And
and
what
I'm
does
just
your
gonna-
letter say?
I'm gonna be like, it is almost formulaic. Like it is a letter Lancer has written 1,000 times. Here's what we're dealing with. Here's what I know. Here's what I need. Here's who knows it in the organization. But like it's very formal. It's very focus. Like this is a standard request kind of thing.
Okay.
Not necessarily a standard request, but it is within the bounds of formality.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And Vincent, how are you processing all this?
Is Bailey in the apartment?
Yes. And as you walk away from the notebooks, you knock him a little bit to the side, and 2 coins fall to the floor.
I pick up the cat. I want to sit it on the counter, kind of like petting at the sides of it. Put the coins on the counter. I read, if I'm reading this correctly, communicate with something that you do not share a language with and use magic.
Hmm. Okay.
Talk to the cat. Talk to the cat. Talk to
I'm gonna talk to Bailey.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a use magic, please.
That is a modified 10.
Okay. You are able to make a connection with Bailey. But it's not so much they speak words to you
Yeah.
directly. It's you understand the meaning.
Conveyance.
Yes.
I'll hold up the coins.
Mm.
I'm like, where did you get these? Essentially.
You get this vision of Aaron. It's a little grainy. You're looking through cat vision.
Yeah.
And you see him taking out his keys and everything that's in his pockets and scrambling and looking for the notebooks as he uses his finger to write inside of them. And then to the cat, there's just this darkness that walks right through the door and walks up to Aaron and just touches him on the back. And he's gone.
Do I get any emotional connection between the cat and Aaron? Like, is there still an acknowledgement of that was Aaron? Aaron existed from the cat.
Yes. The cat actually is asking you where Aaron went. And it kind of meows at you and looks over at its food bowl, which is now empty.
I give it like a. They've gone.
The cat does not understand. The cat meows at you again.
I put food in their bowl.
It jumps down from the counter and kind of jumps between your legs a little bit, nuzzling up against them before climbing its tree starting to eat.
Vision was grainy, but it appeared humanoid in shape.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tangible, intangible, or is it just a big dark spot?
To the cat, it was
Yeah.
just a dark spot
Okay.
with red glowing eyes,
Okay.
which
All
is weird because cats don't see red as we
Yeah.
see it.
Um, okay. The cat saw what happened to Aaron. Cat still has memory of Aaron. Cat still has connection to Aaron. Humanoid shape, completely covered in shadows or completely made of shadows. Eyes glowing bright red from the
cat
cat's
saw it as
vision.
bright red.
Yes.
That's interesting. How do we know it if that's its memory of it? How do we know it even existed physically in the space? If it can remember it, that's good.
Cats have always been
Overlooked.
symbolic
Yeah.
to passings, spirituality, connections to the afterlife. Even with that in mind, even if it isn't just reading more than just on the surface, we have a description. We have something.
We gotta start. That's big.
Singular contact with Aaron, and then Aaron was gone.
Just a touch.
Just a touch.
Did the figure disappear with him?
No. The figure left.
This almost feels like two different things. One thing is going around shape-shifting, is other is creating mania, violence. And then the other is going around removing.
Taking people.
I was thinking shape-shifting. I was thinking that it might be a causality or side effect. If you had been friends with me since we were kids, and a lot of the memories, a lot of your own personal growth, a lot of the way that you view the world comes from the connection that we have, the experiences that we shared, and suddenly I'm gone. I no longer exist, have never existed.
No memories.
None of that experience, none of that personal growth, none of that identifying of early mannerisms that maybe you grew out of, changed, adapted, whatever it may be,
You
would
become
no
a
longer
different
be
person.
there.
Yeah.
It could be a causality to this.
So, if this is a shapeshifter, right, and something is shapeshifting into someone that someone else knows and stirring up drama and having those altercations, the person that that thing shapeshifted into, do they disappear?
I don't know. Again, I
That
don't.
means Aaron's still around somewhere. Aaron's still around somewhere.
Yeah, Aaron could be a step aside from this world that we're in right now.
No, we're saying that once Aaron was deleted, and there's an Aaron
Is
Walking
there a
around.
shape shifting? Yeah. Is there something playing Aaron? Because this is still his apartment, right?
I don't think so.
We might be we might be in an apartment that's never been leased. Always been empty.
So then, with that thought, do we think this is still a safe place to stay, or should we relocate?
Is there even a point in us putting all these protections up right now?
No, I think here is best.
Cut the sentimental crap. Is it the best? Is this the safest place? Okay.
We've already established all of the safety wards, glyphs, runes, everything right now. Something we didn't do earlier.
Hmm.
And as far as we're aware, the administrator, this is where they put us. So it had to have been swept, checked, cleared before us being here.
So what's our next step?
We'll mention that it is 3 a.m. You guys have been at it for a while.
Oh man, I've worked so hard today.
So you may continue, or you may consider taking a night. Taking it for the night.
I think we should get some rest, and we'll figure this out in
I
the
think we
morning.
should take watches.
Who should?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I'll go second.
Third.
Fourth.
If you need it. All right. So you all decide to rest. Everybody just roll me a straight d6. 1d6.
One.
Yep, just 1d6.
6.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Is that just for the people who are sleeping right now?
We're going to settle the whole evening, so.
Oh, Vincent's not going to sleep at all. He doesn't wake anybody else up for the shifts, anything.
Okay.
I think Lancer would wake up without. Like they are they are trained to do this. They would wake up without you needing to wake them up. So they get up and they say, "Why are you sharing to watch? Why are you still up?"
Testing something.
What are you testing?
What do you remember before you went to sleep?
What do I remember before I went to sleep?
Everything that happened.
I joined this team. We lost a member quite quickly, and we did some investigation. Sharon was named Amber for a bit there.
I'll wait until the other two wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I want
Maybe
to
we should get some-
confirm a suspicion.
Okay.
And I was already planning this before you had asked people to roll for dice.
Okay.
Sharon would probably wake up during the time that should have been the end of her watch. She looked at the clock and kind of say, "Didn't wake me up."
What do you remember before you went to sleep?
Before I went to sleep,
Mhm.
let's see. I remember a
You remember everything.
very rowdy bus ride. I remember working at the bar. I remember conversations being had. And then I remember coming back to an apartment and we're missing a team member and you talking to a cat. And yes, I do remember Aaron.
Um, Aaron, with an E, probably needed to be woken up by Sharon. Um, he's a heavy sleeper. He's not a light sleeper at all. Um, so he was startled awake. Like, what? What? Is there something? What happened?
Bossman wants to do a test. Go humor him.
What's going on?
What do you remember before you went to sleep?
I remember going to the bar, um, and a huge fight between Aaron and Connor, and we come back to the apartment and find that Aaron's gone.
And then Vincent will stand up, walk over to the cot that's next to the front door. Like, hand to the shoulder of Lancer. Goes, I'm normally a night worker.
Okay.
And then I'll go to sleep.
Everyone that roll and go ahead and roll me. Roll, please. 5. Okay. So everyone that rolled a 4 or higher, you have dreams about your childhood, but they seem slightly distorted. As if somebody is trying to corrupt your happiest thoughts and memories. But you are able to see through those changes. And you wake up knowing that something like those memories were changed or attempted to be changed, but were not successful.
I'll sweep the room immediately. Try to any evidence that something else was here.
Okay.
And Sharon is checking on her wards and protections.
All right. We'll settle Lancers first. Go ahead and roll an investigate a mystery, please.
Woohoo! It's an 8
Okay.
minus 1. So 7.
Okay. With a 7, though you cannot be 100% sure, you're fairly confident that nothing has been in the apartment that besides you guys and the cat.
I think something attacked us in our dreams or something. I don't know. It wasn't here, physically at least.
And then Sharon, you go check your wards. And because it was a big magic, I'm not going to make you roll. You do see the usual attacks that happen at regular times for you. Being a magic user, you're always under some sort of like constant psychic or magical attack. That's just nature of the beast. But you do notice a glyph that was almost essentially burned into your protection spell. It's not something you recognize. But it is something that you could scrawl down. There we go.
Sharon will.
And investigate.
Okay. Sharon's gonna do exactly that. She's gonna grab one of her books and start drawing it down and trying to feel out the kind of remnant energy that writing this down leaves behind
Mm-hmm.
to get a clue as to its intent and try to get some kind of meaning from it.
Okay. We will settle that in a moment. Aaron, did you? What did
I
you
rolled
roll?
a 3.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of looking around at everyone, kind of confused. Like, why is
Mhm.
everyone in this panic? And I ended up just helping Sharon with the glyph.
Okay.
Can I? It's my first time doing this. Can I use magic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna. It's 2d6s, right?
Yeah. So if you actually go into your roll 20,
Yeah.
you can find your character sheet,
Mm.
and there is a section up top that says Hunter Move Reference, and you can click the dice next to the different abilities there,
Okay.
and that will roll
Well-
for you. Include your skills.
Okay. So, magic would use weird, or it would use
If you just
weird,
click the dice right next, are you using physical dice?
right? No, I'm using Roll20.
Okay, so inside your character sheet, there's a section that says Hunter Moves Reference, and yes, it does use weird. But then you click the Use Magic, the dice next to it.
Okay. Hold on. This is my
Mhm.
bad.
You're all good.
I'll just use
Okay.
I will. What does that say? Wait, did I do that right? Oh no.
It would be 8 with your.
Oh, there you go. 8, 8, and then plus 3. Oh wait, no, it was 5. Okay, so it was 8.
So
That's like a partial.
yeah, it's a partial success. So what are you doing with your magic?
I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but Sharon made me an amulet made out of my mother's jewelry,
Mhm.
and that connects me to like my ancestors. That's like the source of how I use my magic.
Okay.
So I hold on to the amulet, and I ask the goddess of the moon, Mayari, to shed some clarity on the glyph and what it could mean.
Okay. You get a vision of hellfire.
Hellfire. Okay. And I tell Sharon what I see from
Okay.
the vision.
Okay.
And with that, Vincent gets his night, or day rest. What does he do when he wakes?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Vincent will go over the files from the day before. All the same information that he had already learned from Aaron previously. The Croatoans, the Roanoke incident, everything. The Mayan rubbing. He's going to call Dominic.
Okay. It rings a few times. First, what number are you calling for Dominic?
The whatever contact information was listed
Okay.
from the files.
Okay. It rings a few times. And then you hear a groggy voice. Do you know what time it is?
I just have 2 questions for you. Should make the rest of your day perfectly fine after that. What does the name Aaron mean to you?
Aaron Carter.
No. The gentleman who was at the bar last night.
There were several gentlemen at the bar last night.
But not any named Aaron that you remember.
No, it was mostly just my regulars last night. Who is this?
I'm an operative from the Invisible Agency.
Of course.
There was an event at your bar last night that you no longer have any memory of. There was also an altercation that occurred in your bar less than 2 nights ago, involving 2 patrons who got into quite a bit of a fight that normally don't have any issues with one another. Correct?
I do remember the altercation, and yes, the 2 that
There
were
was
involved.
There was a
Yes.
3rd involved in that altercation that you have no recollection of.
I only remember the 2.
Exactly my point. How secure is your phone right now?
I take precautions. There's a reason why this is a number that the TIA has.
I'm one of the 30 daggers of Sikaris on loan to TIA for this specific incident.
You hear his breath. Like, he doesn't need to breathe, but
There's a
Instinct-
very audible.
yeah. You essentially made him, like, crap his pants.
You lost a very close friend last night, and so did I. And you have no memory of them, but I do. Humanoid shape, body almost entirely of shadows, glowing red eyes from the vision of a cat. was the last thing to interact with this person before they completely disappeared. You talk to whoever you need to talk to. You use whatever means necessary to get me more information about this figure. And I promise you, there won't be any silver daggers anywhere near your bar for the foreseeable future.
I'll reach out to who I can. This is a good number to call you back.
This was their number, so yes.
I'll reach out to people and see who I can connect you with.
Thank you. I hang up the phone.
As you hang up, Dominic says thank you. Like, he just had the most bewildering conversation because everything that he's been taught in his hundreds of years of being a vampire has been to avoid the daggers at all costs. And to have that kind of conversation with him, he's freaking out a little bit.
Good.
Okay. Now that you all are awake, I'm going to update the clock here. For those in the viewing, Monster of the Week works on time. So depending on the actions of the players, certain things can happen in the background based on their decisions. So keeping track of the time, keeping track of the date allows for us to have this concept of importance and urgency, and that every decision is important for the players. So after everybody's gotten some rest, it is now 11 a.m. on Friday the 14th of October. What do you all do?
I made omelets. Anyone want omelets? I just kind of threw a bunch of eggs in a big old pan.
I will take some.
Yeah, I mean, they're not great, but we're going to be working all day, so I don't know. I didn't want to order takeout or anything. Here, you can have some.
Sharon's just taking plates out of the cabinet and just putting them on the counter for you to put whatever on at this point.
Dumping it on. Yeah,
So
Aaron didn't have that much food. Mostly eggs.
This is probably going to be the last thing we're going to be eating for hours, so we take what's available.
Did I get any hear back from Fortress?
I'm actually going to go around and do the rounds. Vincent, you hear the phone start ringing.
I answer it.
It is the brother from before. This is going to be difficult for you to hear, Vincent. But there appears to be someone actively hampering the investigation. You should proceed with caution.
Send me what we have.
I've already done it. Should be there within the hour.
How many daggers are in Chicago right now?
That's part of the problem. Almost all of them.
Put a bolo out. All daggers are to steer absolutely clear of the Midnight Society and its patrons.
I'll put the notice out.
Brother, I promise you, if any of them break this treaty that I was just forced to make, I'll collect their daggers myself.
I'll make sure they know that.
Memory absorbing, memory eating creature, humanoid in shape, comprised entirely of shadows. From the vision of a cat, the eyes were glowing red.
Glowing red eyes, you say? That actually sounds demonic in nature.
That I can deal with. I'm worried it might be just in case there's anything else.
I'll see what I find.
Also, Mayan rubbing. I give the description of the rubbing to brother.
I'll look into it.
Thank you.
All right. And Lancer, you hear a knock on the door, and then an envelope's actually just slid underneath the door.
All right, everyone, it's Christmas. Cross your fingers. Let's go. And I'll open up the letter.
All right. You start reading through the letter. And it really kind of rehashes most of the things that you already know. There are a few elements in there specific to Fortress talking about the possibility that it could be a weapon that's causing this, but it's not a firm belief. Since that's kind of the specialty of Fortress, that's kind of what they focus on often. Aaron, did you tell everybody about what you saw when you communicated with your elders?
Oh,
Yes. You are the only Aaron here.
yeah. About the glyph.
Yeah, when you tried to find out information about the glyph and what you saw as a response.
Yes, I told Sharon that I saw Hellfire, but I didn't tell
Okay.
anyone else because I didn't want to startle.
Okay.
I think I'm
The-
just reading the letter out for
Yeah.
everyone. Like
The potential weapon that's involved would be used as a device to feed into a certain demon. Potentially. It's a thing of legend, and it's not very the script in nature.
Okay.
Do they say what particular demon?
It does not. This would have
It just says
been
it could be something that feeds a
yeah.
demon.
This is remnants from the Alexandrian library before it burned down.
Oh,
And Sharon,
Mhm.
would you have a pager?
Yes, Sharon would 1,000% have a pager.
Okay. Sharon, you get a page that is a code that's used by your gang. It's a 911 notice from your gang telling you to call a number that's on your pager.
Okay. Karen's gonna dial. Karen. Sharon's going to dial pull out her phone, wait for it to boot up, and dial the number.
So you're going to use your Nokia candy bar phone, or did you have one of those older flip, like, which type of
So
phone did you have?
this is like a. It's small. It about fits in the palm of your hand. The screen cover itself is loose and kind of falls off sometimes if you're not careful with it. And on the back, it has the orange and green swirl that used to be the Singular logo.
Okay. And with that, Vincent's going to kind of lock away and go through some things, waiting by the phone for a further phone call.
I take the phone from in the like living room den area, and I take it into what was Aaron's room. And I
If,
just go, I'm gonna work in here. It's really bright out here. I work at night. I'm just let me be in here for a little bit.
Okay.
As Vincent is gathering stuff, Slaren slips her notebook onto the pile of stuff that he's carrying, and just says, "The dog-eared page, and ask Aaron about it."
Okay.
You guys are amazing. You guys are wonderful. I have to run. My kids are losing their mind. But thank you guys. I can't wait to get into our next session. I've been Vincent, Arclight Court. Have fun. You guys are awesome. I love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Right. And then there was 3.
You call the number for your gang member,
Yes.
and you hear a panicked feminine voice. And forgive me, I'm not good at doing feminine voices.
I believe in you.
Who would have thought that the guy who's got a super deep voice has trouble doing feminine voices? I was trying to do it there for a second, and it's just like, nope, it's not gonna happen. Sharon, this is Tammy. Jessica has gone crazy. She is ranting and raving at the grocery store down the street from the hangout. We've sent other members of the gang to try and subdue her, but she's been melting the floors in the grocery store and getting them stuck.
Okay. take whoever is not stuck and set up a perimeter. I want that place barriered. I want people walking into a practical force field, forgetting why they want to go there and going home.
Okay. I will do my best.
And I'll be there.
Okay. And actually, with that, I think that's a good place to call it for the night. We're going to do our level questions or end of session questions, and then we're going to do wishes and stars.
Alrighty.
So
Let's do it.
first off, we'll start with end of session questions. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Yeah, we did it. We finished it.
Well done. Bye, guys.
I don't think we concluded it, but we definitely got pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we save someone from a certain death or worse?
In fact, no.
Sadly, no.
No.
Okay.
In fact, we lost
That's
someone.
the opposite. Yeah.
We saved the cat, though.
True.
I mean, technically, Ark saved a whole club.
True.
Yeah, I don't think so. Did we
Okay.
learn something important about the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yes.
Um,
For multiple, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't exist before.
yeah.
That's true. With 2 questions answered in the affirmative, you all gain 1 experience point. Once you hit 5 experience, make sure you do the leveling up. Now, I would like to start with stars and wishes. And this is a period where people can give stars to other players and say what they really enjoyed about those other players, and wishes for their character. So to
For
start
our
out,
personal character or that person's character.
your personal character.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Could you give an example? I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go first. So for Star, although he is not here, I would like to call out Cujo / Aaron with an A for an amazing performance in helping me do that twist. He played it beautifully and absolutely wonderful. I was so glad that we were able to work with him on this, and it worked out wonderfully. Everybody played into it very well. Nobody except for Cujo knew about this, so the surprise and shock that you saw on the player's face was legitimate. And then for Wish, I hope I don't have to erase Chicago from my world of TIA.
Wait, you cut off a little bit. What was that?
I hope or I wish to not have to erase Chicago
Ah,
from the world of TIA.
got it.
But if we as players want that, we could purposely fail.
Uh,
So
And
stars.
with that,
is-
yep, stars is like calling out somebody, and you can do multiple if you would like, but that was just an example. So, Sharon, would you do the honors of going first for the players?
Absolutely. So I think for me, the star moment was definitely between Ark and Cujo, Vincent and Aaron clocking him across the face. And I just thought that whole scene was so beautiful and very well done with the two of them. And I think my wishes for Sharon is she knows the Ookie Spooky and what's out there. My wish for her is that she will grow beyond the shock of being more deeply involved and it pushing back against her. Now that she's in this deep, she needs to expect that kind of pushback now.
Mm. Okay, awesome. Go ahead and choose the next person.
And let's pass it over to Lancer. Adam.
Woo! I would say the star moment would be. I have to give it to Aaron, Jer. I don't know. It just stuck with me. I loved the first thing I did as Lancer being like, "Oh yeah, try to get buddy," and immediately being like, "No, please don't touch it." It's just so, it's so good because it like immediately tells like their two personalities are completely different, and like where Lancer sort of sits in the group of being just like the person who's like a little bit too forward, a little bit too there. So I really loved that. My wish for Lancer would be that they get to, they're brand new, so I think being able to like just flesh out their relationships with everyone would be good.
Okay, awesome. And that leaves Jer.
Um, Star is a little bit difficult. I think everybody did really awesome. Um, I think I think I would give the star to Lancer slash Adam because I feel like you really helped. Like in moments where I was just like, this feels a little bit tense, or like I don't know how to continue. You made it very easy to just kind of like transition into the next segment, and I really appreciated having you there.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
And as for my wish for Aaron, I think to get a little bit more in tune with his abilities and being more creative with how he uses his abilities.
Okay, awesome. Well, folks, I appreciate you all attending and watching episode 2 of Ghost of the Lost. And thank you once again, players. We'll go around. Adam, please start us off with introducing yourself, your character, and where people can find you if you want to shout out your socials.
I'm Adam. I play Lancer. I don't use social media that much anymore. But if you want to see where I post the most, I would check out Adela001. I'm there everywhere, except for Instagram. I don't have Instagram.
Okay. Sharon. Gene.
Hi everyone, my name is Gene_Wolffire, and you can find me at that name on Instagram. And I will be looking forward to hopefully getting to some Pokemon content creation soon over there, and possibly even over here on Twitch in the near future. And it's been nice doing this for you. I love it.
Well, thank you, Gene. And Jer. Finally, wrap us up.
Hi, I'm Jared. I played Aaron. And I don't usually use social media that much, but I am on TikTok and Instagram at jer.bear. It's jer.b3r.
Okay. Well, thank you.
We gotta
And
introduce yourself.
I'm getting there. Wrap up your players. And I've been Josh Shadow. You can find me on Twitch at ShadowDow or on Instagram at ShadowDow. I do have a Twitter, don't use it. Or if you go to shadowttrpg.com, you can find links to future games, past games, case files, and I'm also ShadowDow on YouTube. Again, thank you everybody for showing up. The VOD will be up on Twitch and it will be on YouTube when I get to edit it this week. Reminder, we will not have an episode 3 next Sunday as I have friends coming out for TwitchCon. So we will be off this next Sunday and picking up the following Sunday. Thank you everybody and have a wonderful night.